Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to talk about how we use electronics in our school. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah and I'm a homeschool stay-at-home mom of 4 little ones, 2 in school age, and also a preschooler as well, thrown in the mix. Today's video is part of a show and tell series by Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way. This collaboration series is really so much fun. Every single month, they put it together on a playlist of a certain topic, and this topic is so interesting, and I think you can get a really variety of different ways that moms use electronics in their school or don't use electronics in their school. So if this is a topic of interest to you, then I will post the playlist down below, and be sure to check out the other moms that might be sharing their thoughts on this topic. So today in the Midwest, I'm enjoying some wonderful sunshine coming through my windows on this beautiful afternoon. We're actually on our week off. In our school, we do a 6 weeks on, 1 week off. And this is actually our week off, and it's the end of our second semester. So I'll be sharing the things that will be changing for our third and final semester soon on this channel. So if you would like to follow along with our homeschool journey, make sure to subscribe below, and let's get started talking about this topic. Using electronics in our education, I think, is kind of a hot button topic sometimes, just the use of screens in general. So I want to kind of preface this to say that I think every individual, every family, every situation can be different of the need or desire to use screens and electronics in your school. So by all means, in the season of my life might look completely different than someone else's. And so I'm just going to kind of share about how we use screens and electronics specifically in our school, and kind of just my thoughts about them in general. In our school curriculum, we follow the Charlotte Mason framework, I guess you could say. We're not like kind of eclectic a little bit as well, but most of my curriculum is simply Charlotte Mason or some of the guidelines from Ambleside Online. So with that being said, it's not that we really are required to use a lot of screens or electronics, but we do use 2 specific curriculums that involve screens. So I'm going to share about those first. Okay, so we do use the My Father's World typing curriculum. Let's see, wonderful sunlight coming in right now. So the My Father's World typing curriculum, my 3rd grader started last year, and she used typing 1, and now she's just started into typing 2. So 1 lesson twice a week, and she's just kind of going through this, but she did finish writing her first card at the end of typing 1 for her grandmother, and she wrote it all completely on the computer. So I think that typing is really important. I'm a very fast typer myself because I took typing class when I was homeschooled eons ago. And so that's just something in around 3rd, 4th grade I think is a really good skill, like along with cursive, right? It's good for them to also learn the skill of typing because it's something that's so practical that they will use the rest of their life. So obviously that is done on a computer, and she uses that twice a week. Now, keep in mind, I think that once she masters the typing, finishes the 2nd book, I see myself having her write some of her narrations and responses to me, maybe via like her reading books, more lengthy responses and narrations. I think I might have her do some of them on the computer, because once she masters the skill, I do really want to have her keep it up. Let me know what you guys use. If you guys do typing programs, let me know in the comments. If you have like games or things that you would suggest once she finishes this curriculum. We need more to like, have her refine that skill. And then I'm probably in my next year going to go ahead and get the same book for my 2nd daughter as well. The second specifically curriculum that we use when it comes to electronics is actually our Math UC. I have a whole video talking about Math UC, review why we love it, and I will post that in the description below. Math UC is what we've been using since the beginning. My mother used it with my last couple siblings. I actually come from a family of 7, and my mom homeschooled all 7 of us. So I was exposed to a lot of different curriculums, and Math UC was the one that I loved, stuck with it. His lessons, Steve Demme, the one that designed the curriculum, he does have virtual lessons that you can watch. They give you a DVD, but we just log into our online forum and we play the lessons. They're very, very short. They're like 5 minutes or less usually. They get to watch that. They actually really enjoy seeing Mr. Steve Demme. I've met him in person. If you want and you don't want to use that, you can just use the teacher's guide. The lessons are quite basic at this time, but I think it's reinforcing. Plus, it just gives them another little option to listen to someone besides me all the time, which I did notice when I was listening to the playlists in this series that sometimes that's fun just to have like someone else also teaching alongside you for something. So those are the two specific curriculums that use screens. So I'm going to share about a few other ways that we use them too. The other way that we use screens quite a bit, at least a couple times every single week, is actually in our extracurricular or search engine type of thing. So specifically YouTube. We have a TV down in the basement where our schoolroom is, and so I can actually cast a lot of videos that I want to use to embellish or add on to a curriculum that we might be talking about or discussing, a topic that we're discussing, not curriculum. So for example, tutorials, documentaries, looking up things for geography. I mentioned in my last video that we have been studying the rotation of the earth and the sun and the moon and all of that. And even though we had pictures of it and we had geography books that went with it, it was super helpful for us to find like kid videos so they could get that visual kind of video understanding of orbit. And so I loved that. And that was just a recent thing. But we have looked up, we're in ancient history, and so we've looked up things about the pyramids and different groups, and I screen these and make sure they're aligning with the history that I follow. But those have been really helpful, and it's just kind of a reinforcement. We do Mystery of History because that is a one-room schoolroom kind of curriculum for history. And the readings can sometimes just be only 10 minutes and they're kind of vague. And so a lot of times we'll watch a quick little video on whatever the historical topic is of that. There's so many really good, decent things that they can watch in addition to for history and geography. Also, our musician, our artist study, we have watched a lot of little mini biographies on those as well. So I'll also say, one of the other things that we use is their playlist. So the Ambleside online, we follow their hymn playlist, and we also follow their folk song playlist. So both of those YouTube playlists I have saved, and not only will we, check out the new one that we're supposed to be learning for this next month, but I'll also sometimes when we're working just start the playlist and listen to all of the hymns or folk songs that we have learned so far, reinforcing that memorization from the beginning. So we do use that quite a bit. So those are the main ways that we use screens right now in our classroom here at home. I think that, there's obviously maybe ways that we might use it. Oh, the sun is really coming in now. Sorry about that. There might be ways later when the girls are older that we might use screens more. But for now, that's how we use it. Okay, so shut my curtain and now the lighting is a little odd. So I'm just going to wrap this up by saying my few thoughts on screens in general. My kids definitely watch movies. We have PlayStation and we have the Switch with Mario. We just try to limit that as much as possible, especially now with the sun finally showing its face once again. It's best just to kick them outside and let them play. Growing up, we had computers and we had, games that we played on that. And I definitely think there is a shift in attitudes when there is too much of it. Trying not to be too hypersensitive to that, but also being just cautious and aware of the shift. So we definitely try to keep it to the weekends, Friday nights. But by all means, we don't do it perfectly. I just think that if we can encourage them to be outside or to read a book or to do a craft or to play with their, STEM toys, like Play-Doh or blocks or trains. Even if that's creating more of a mess, I think that it's giving them more life. So it's kind of the philosophy that I try to just wrap my mind around it. But as far as using screens in school, I think can be a lot of benefits. It just depends on what you need and how you're using it. So let me know below the ways that you use screens and the internet in your classroom. And if you want to see more ways from other moms, then check out that playlist below. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you soon. Bye.